Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for another day of LCM. Two more matches tonight. Thank you, Bino, for doing the first two matches. It was a pleasure casting with you for the first one, but now we're back. Two matches today. The hype is on. To quickly introduce who will be playing first game of the day. We have Cavalieri versus Waffle Warriors. What a match. We have Ducky Warrior in the top side, Peach White in the jungle, Sa'ain Gabriel in the mid lane, Botkar in the bot lane, and Glade Hutsu in the support role for Cavalieri. On the side of Waffle Warriors, we have Zambiru in the top lane, Majer in the jungle, Nano Attack in the mid lane, Ali Hagar in the bot lane, and Melkart in the support role. Give it up for both teams. Let me know in chat if you are a Waffle Warrior fan or if you're a Cavalieri fan, guys. Let's see. Okay? Let's see. So, any guy, Waffle Warriors, we have player Akali, Waffle Warriors, Cavalieri for life on the side of Saikawa. Interesting to see here. But let's see what the fans think, right? Let's quickly go over the pick'em stands as while the captains are still getting ready, or more that I need to check if they are ready. Fan predictions are saying Cavalieri are favorites, 73% on the side of Cavalieri. So Cavalieri are the favorites for this one. Let's see how it goes, and continue from there. So let's see, and let me see if the captains are ready for their interview. So captain interview. I will join and I'll see if the captains are both ready. I will tag them and get it started with. In the meantime, how are you guys enjoying your wonderful Thursday? How were you watching the previous games of LCM? Have you just tuned in? Hope you all were enjoyed the previous two streams. We have Lemon in the chat. Lemon, what are you gonna cook for us, man? What are you cooking for us? Aidley, what you're cooking, bro? I want to know what delicious dish Lemon is cooking. The coach of Waffle Warriors, expecting him to cook. Pink MVP, we're already getting some callouts here. Who's gonna be MVP, eh? Already expected, a lot being thrown out here. As excited to see. Another 5 players, and actually 5 players are gonna play. Oh, everyone's gonna be in the zone. I see. Casters MVP, thank you. We'll try our best. Let me see if the captains are ready. Perhaps we can get ready for this interview. Let me ping both captains because I haven't pinged them yet. So at Cavalieri, at Waffle Warriors. Let me see if they're both ready. And then we're gonna get immediately started with this game. Some good stuff. Expecting, as we have the first captain joining us, I will be switching the scenes to show. Actually, both captains are in here. Thank you both, Akali and Nano, for joining me today. Guys, how are you feeling today?
Poggio Malta.
Fantastic. Oh, 90 ping.
90 ping, Melita or
Kulħadd
Go
90
CP?
ping. Everyone is 90 ping.
Everyone, God, that's not fun. Riot servers then. It is
Well,
what it is.
Del-ping naqa cringe ħana metti.
Well,
Alija Aram 5v5 x'taħseb.
ARM 5v5 throwing me to the good times. That's how you should play League, guys. Don't play ranked, just play ARM. Trust, it's the best scenario you can have. 100%. So, gonna ask with a simple question. How do you feel about it? About like playing League? So, do you focus more on winning? Do you focus on just having fun, especially with your team, or is there like something you try to do?
We try to win, but my favorite passion is trying to tilt our jungler.
Oh, your poor jungler. May I ask maybe how you do that? One of the strats you employ.
Mute him and do whatever he doesn't say.
Usually works. As a jungler myself, usually works. So fair enough. What about you, Nano?
I mean, rajt il-lof tagħna. Mhux eżatti trying to win ħanejtek.
I'm also being told my stream title is wrong. I will fix it very quickly as well. But in the meantime, guys, I think I asked this Nano, but if you had to make any change in the game, no matter how big or small, what would you change?
In the game I had to change. Mela, l-ewwel I delete Chaco.
Us. Yeah.
Control Alt Delete, okay?
But secondly, I would get jungle and make them not be able to level up past level 3.
Bro, why do you hate jungle so much?
Oh, while I'm at it, oh yeah, support minus 50% to all stats. And then I think the game will be fun again. Smile.
Okay. Wow.
I would put Juan as captain of league, as the CEO.
CEO of League. Bro, we just
Yes.
Juan there, Star Forger.
I will-
I will tell you,
Finalist
Aurelian
has
sold
sunset,
buffs
I'm just saying.
every patch.
Dak li jagħmel probably he'd revert Asol, get him to the old one. Le, mux he'd revert him, he'd have the two champions, two different Asols. He'd play mid lane u kif qed ngħid jien. Bye jungle, bye support.
So it would just get into your and still do the same thing, basically what you want to do. So you're doing by putting Juan C, you're doing your steps by doing just the same thing. Fair enough. Juan is still
At the end
getting
of the
mentioned
petition,
even
eh?
though he's not playing.
We'll
This
start
guy
a
is such an
petition for him.
MVP.
Oh, Juan, he's the mascot of League of Malta.
He
Allah.
really is. He is, I think, one of the best players in the multi scene I've ever seen. To be fair.
And
Um,
Iglos. Iglos.
I gotta say, yeah, a lot of good multiplayer
statue
I've
of him.
seen. There's a lot of multiplayer, good multiplayers. I mean, if we're mentioning Hido, etc., but he would make it top 10 easily, I think, in the Star Forger. I don't know if I'm glazing him too much, but in my eyes, let me say personally,
I would glaze Juan in maple syrup personally.
I make him sweeter than he already is, bro. Oh, I think diabetes.
Sweet and sticky.
With your waffles, oh. Waffle
Infatti.
warriors.
Fimt.
فهمتكم طيب.
I see. And guys, if you had to like pick a champion which you have to play for the rest of your life, you can only play this champion. Who are you guys playing?
Inta titnejjek jew.
X'taħseb?
Hey guys,
Ja x'taħseb?
I'm not the
Jien
one.
ma-
I'm the interviewer, not the
jien-
one answering the question.
Inti jonet il-apux. Mux jonet.
Jien. Għandi kull xaqon rab, ħatta naqa bikbira, xi ħadd id-dritt
Champion biex labbis għal-ħajti. I mean, ġa għamil xi fucking 900 games u Oriana, so to be honest, I'm kinda sick of her. Question diffiċli, ħankun onest, mawx champion li I particularly like them more than the rest.
Ejsol, jien ejsol nażel.
Hey, Sol, Mr. Il-Juan,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Ejja.
Like,
Għana xie counter jgħal Sol.
not a lot of champions. Maybe if we have Star Forger in chat, he can drop a counter.
Nafx qed jikteb id-Ducky Warrior.
He's
Juan has a
one.
million
If
fans.
one on the million fans, he will always be
Ma
against.
faċila kontra jasso.
Ostja. Round of applause on Ducky, please.
Man,
Round of
guys, it
applause on
seems that
Ducky.
you guys have a lot of beef, not beef, but like your games on the Rift. Hopefully, they are as like heated as they are in this interview. I love you guys. What you guys are doing, the beef here. Show it on the Rift. Give us an entertaining
we
game.
love the Waffle Warriors.
Okay,
Nice,
no,
yeah.
we love the Cavalier, yeah. Now we go together like
One is
the
one.
opposite nipples on a man's chest. Na, reference l-axar tal-biraħ.
The goated
Yeah,
cast
close,
from
close.
Nano. And with that, guys, I'm gonna leave you to it. Head back
Ejja,
to your
nibdew,
respective teams.
xi zambiru għajat miħaj,
Tana,
li domna
tana,
wisla
ej,
darba.
ej,
Ejja,
tana.
morru.
And then
X'għandna
we're gonna
nas,
get
tana.
straight onto the Rift.
Bizna.
Ciao, guys. I will quickly mention that today I am joined, I ain't alone, I have with me Le Bonbon again for another cast. This dude has been carrying a lot of cast. It's glad to have you with me for another one, man.
Back in the saddle again. Another day, another dollar. Let's go ahead and have a look ourselves at this upcoming match between Cavalieri and Wolf of Warriors.
Indeed, indeed, and we are having draft ready. Quickly gonna show it off as we transition to it. Both team ready to get going. From the interview only, it seems like these two teams are ready to get roaring on the Rift.
But halt! Halt! Peach
Halt.
White has called out a pee break.
No, Peach White!
Right, perhaps this team will be able to draft without him while he's gone.
Let's see.
Unfortunately, the master player being gone from their team might be slightly discouraging. Actually, wait, with
Waffle
that
Warriors have
mentioned,
readied.
this is one of the higher tiered games. Both of the teams have a master player on their sides, Peach White and Zambiru on either of the two sides.
Ooh.
Perhaps this will be a matchup of a higher level. We haven't seen a fight this balanced ever since Timo pulled off their amazing performance in one of the earlier games.
Versus
See
Horizon.
Cavalieri.
Huh?
Yes,
That
yes.
was a banger, yeah. And
That
this
game
one
was
will
a
be looking
banger.
to be a banger. They are very close. Waffle Warriors have faced some really strong teams, so they are 1-3, but Cavalier are 3-0. Cavalier looking strong. Waffle Warriors kind of have to prove themselves. I'm gonna let Lemon cook.
Perhaps the coach Lemon. Let's have a look. Is Lemon? Yes, the coach is in. He is spectating over the team as they are picking their champions and helping them out with their draft. Cavalieri going in with a double ban. Shen and Viego gone, two of Wolf of Warriors' favorite champions for this extended period of gaming. We're seeing Wolf of Warriors come right back with an Akali to Darius ban, disabling Cavalieri's very powerful Darius from yesterday. Aurora gone. Wolf of Warriors not being given the option to pick out a dangerous champion like Aurora. Wolf of Warriors, for some reason, deciding to hover Timo in the ban. Is this champion that terrifying? Did they learn from yesterday?
Perhaps they did, and that Timo did look terrifying yesterday, if I'm not
With the
mistaken,
most
going
damage in the game, you'd
7 and
expect
1.
Timo to be a menace.
And the Teemo does get banned. Oh no, no, the Teemo has been banned. No scout is gonna be on duty today, as Cavalier will instead put Syndra on duty on this mid lane.
A powerful champion that could help with some disengaged Wolf of Warriors, not drafting any way too aggressive teams so far, hoping to simply outscale the enemy by usually not itemizing, drafting tanks into their combos. Wukong getting hovered from Wolf of Warriors, that is clearly their jungler. A very prominent Wukong player, one of the more aggressive picks that they have in their roster available to them.
I mean, Wukong, very strong jungler, could potentially bait out the ult with his clone. It is something which he can do, and it would be astounding if he gets that. Imagine ulting a clone, man, that is not a fun feeling. Also, Wukong,
Happened.
so
Been
utilized.
there, done that. I've played both Cassante and Mordekaiser and used my game changer ultimate on a clone. And midway through casting that animation, I thought, oh, what's that? A Wukong appearing just a few millimeters away from the current one I'm ulting? Well, this is over.
Indeed,
Zaya getting
indeed.
picked.
And you know
We're
who else can dodge
seeing.
the Syndra ultimate? Azaya with her own ultimate that makes her in the air invulnerable. So,
And
and that are
untargetable.
targetable as well. So, vibing.
Yep, we're seeing Wolf Warriors picking out some very elusive, some very flexible champions here. No flex picks coming in as of yet. Never mind, scratch that entirely. Corky making another appearance on the Rift. So far, I think the champion with the highest pick rate. He has appeared in almost more than 50% of games. I believe we'll need a statistic for that at some point.
Maybe we start doing more statistics. Let's see. This Syndra is also picked quite a lot. I think we saw it a lot yesterday as well. So Syndra and Corki definitely two of the most picked champions, and we're seeing Cavalieri sticking towards getting picked here. And let's see, maybe now going with this Volibear. We did see Volibear mid yesterday, however, this time it is going to be a top side or a jungler. And let's see
And
if
he's locked in.
he can mimic the fraction that Horizon's mid laner power showed on the Volibear. I completely broke it in English, but it's fine. As now Waffle Warriors need to find either as a response to this jungle or pick their own support, and we do see the Zayara Khan picked once again, back
Wrong order,
to back.
man. Wrong order, man. We were supposed to see Rakan get picked first and Zaya second. The portraits do not match up. I am slightly inconvenienced by this.
We do see
Poppy
the
getting
Poppy
banned out
ban.
from Waffle Warriors.
Ooh.
For some reason, they think that they have enough dashes that Poppy is that dangerous of a champion. Or perhaps they're afraid of Poppy being everywhere. Oriana from Cavalieri, a very powerful ban. Warriors will not be able to utilize that AP champion.
Yeah, now Waffle Warriors do need some AP
Pardon me.
damage on their
AP
own.
playmaker champion and will not be able to utilize that amazing wombo combo from Wukong's Rakan and Oriana. That champion out of the way, Wolf Warriors are left with quite a difficult decision on how to defeat Syndra, and they decide to ban Malphite. It seems they'll be drafting some level of heavy AD as they have already picked 2 AD champs and might be picking one more. Nico, for some reason, getting hovered from Cavalieri with ulti support picked out and mid laner coming up next, disabling one of the AP champions, which could potentially be crucial to this game's progression, is indeed on the table.
Let's see, they do switch it up last second to
They switch
Lissandra.
it up to Lissandra, yes. A team fight disabler that would have also been very crucial. A triple mid ban from Cavalieri. And Nico getting picked right back, telling them you made the wrong choice.
But let's see, maybe they make the right choice. Maybe this Nico is just completely useless in this mid lane. Let's find out if she's able to clone her way, mimic her way to a victory. Nico, very annoying to deal with sometimes. A very
Proper
oppressive
utilization
ultimate.
of the passive,
Yeah.
the ultimate, everything together. Nico becomes one of the staple champions of this tournament, seeing both Agony and some other teams, such as Waffle Warriors, today picking that champion off cooldown as soon as they can. Nico really makes her way into the top 10 most dangerous champions. Alistar getting picked right back.
And now they need to finalize with a top laner. A potential tank here would be nice. But with Alistair Volibear, you can even flex a bit. I would say you don't necessarily have to go full tank. Cassandra looking strong in my opinion, Ornn looking very strong. Any tank which doesn't die, I guess, is looking really strong here. Let's see.
This could, however, be the very elusive jungler and be putting Volibear in the top lane. No, you were correct. That's Volibear in the jungle and Ornn in the top lane.
And now,
wow, that's a triple tank. Syndra and Corki having the Great Wall of China for a front line, defending them from potential engages by Waffle Warriors Wukong and Nico. And Rakan. Pardon me.
yeah, this is not gonna be good for the side of Waffle Warriors. They need to counter, and I would want to see a Gwen. Give me that Gwen. Give me no, he ain't gonna live, or the Trundle, side pushing menace, tower taking menace. If this Ornn leaves the Trundle alone, he is just gonna bonk your towers away. Gwen, not perhaps the best of pick, being pointed out in the chat. Well, I just want to see a Trundle, an Ornn versus Gwen matchup. Trundle is some cooking, and Levin has cooked for us, giving us the Trundle in the top side. His ultimate, very strong against these tanks. You think you have armor? Well, no, you no longer do. A very strong ultimate takes away a lot of stats from these tanks, and the only thing which I kind of worry about in Waffle Warriors is their DPS. However, they do still have a decent amount of DPS, in my opinion. And if can they find a good Nico alt with Wukong Rakan, people will get deleted.
That is true, but Trundle, an AD champion into a team that already has Xayah and Wukong, a triple AD and only one AP champion game, Ornn and Volibear will be having the times of their lives because they won't even need to bother unless this Nico becomes a one-shot menace and brings their health bars to the ground. We might be seeing some very weird plays throughout this game, so to say. Let's hope that they will be both weird and entertaining.
Indeed. And I do think for entertainment value, the Strundle is up there. One of the, I think, the funniest champions to kind of watch sometimes, just sidelining, taking all the towers. There's a team fight happening, Trundle just on the sideline, bonking away towers, getting to your nexus. How many games have you lost because of split pushing Trundle? Too many to count. Will they be able to pull
Uh,
it off against Cavalieri? I don't know.
right. Perchance we could take a quick look at the odds, this predicted matchup statistics for this match, right before we get off with the draft.
I need to
Well,
see
actually,
because
after the draft.
I might have not updated. Let me see if they were correct because I had an inkling that they weren't. No, okay. So the stats are updated. Let me quickly update them in the OBS. But before that, let's look at the win rates these teams have, right? We are seeing currently Waffle Warriors sitting at one with. Okay, the blue and red side are incorrect. I thought Waffle Warriors had red side, blue side. My bad. But Waffle Warriors are sitting on 1 win, 3 losses. Cavaliers sitting 2 wins, 0 losses. They've won all their games, basically. Cavalieri. Waffle Warriors have had a bit of a iffy start, right? So perhaps they can come back from that. Hopefully they can. I really wish that they are able to make a comeback. And perhaps this could be it. As a Waffle Warrior supporter, I love like what Lemon cooks. And as a Waffle Warrior supporter, I have said it openly as a Waffle Warrior supporter. Man, I really hope they win this one. It feels like if they don't win this one, they have been cooking, but just not serving the dish, right? As the updated pick'em stats are this, Waffle Warriors did have a 39% prediction rate, with Cavalieri having a 61 prediction rate. So quite close when you think about it. Only like 11% of 50. So interesting stats to say the least. Because should be a close game.
Right, better than zero, I would say. These predictions are currently 39 to 61%. We're looking at a very, I'd say, the most even matchup we've had in a while. Again, not nearly as even as Timo versus Horizon. That game was really a flip of a coin away from ending in either of the two sides. Hopefully, we'll be seeing something very close to that, as Lemon has cooked up a very interesting draft, and Waffle Warriors, like the creatures they are, have been evolving with their playstyle from game to game and might just be able to defeat Cavalieri this game.
We
With
are
that
seeing a
said,
lot in chat who are supporting Waffle Warriors. So many people are saying Waffle Warriors are underrated. And then people are saying, listen, but you are 1-3, right? So you need to prove yourself. It is always this, right? Guys, you have to prove yourself. It is always just as simple as proving yourself. Win. If you're the better team, win. It's not that hard, right?
right, do not forget when loading into a game of League of Legends Summoner's Rift, there is only one of two options possible. Red side Nexus explodes or blue side Nexus explodes.
And Waffle Warriors are hoping for a blue side explosion this time around. Hopefully they will be able to get it. And let's talk a bit about who wants to scale here. If you're Cavalieri or if you're Waffle Warriors, are you looking to scale or are you looking to snowball the game? What should we expect?
Oh! Cavalieri have drafted Ornn, the very obvious scaling champion, and Syndra, one of the few champions left over in League with a scaling or stacking passive that is not some new and perverted version of Vigar. We are going to be seeing a definitely late game scaling team from Cavalieri with the Great Wall of China, Volibear, Alistar, and Ornn, three completely unshreddable tanks, and Waffle Warriors with a very aggressive Nico, Wukong, and Trundle. Those three champions together on their own would probably be able to wreak havoc for the first, let's say, 15 to 20 minutes of the game. Waffle Warriors definitely have it in their hands to make this game end before the crucial point at which Syndra becomes unkillable. Sorry, Syndra becomes a one-shot cannon, and Ornn, Alistar, and Volibear become unkillable. That's not to say that Corki is being removed from the equation. The champion himself is very much capable of removing what little tankiness Waffle Warriors will have throughout this game.
Yeah.
It is in their hands. The tools are there. They have picked the champions. They have the playstyle. They just need to show it to us. We need to bear witness.
Convince us. Well, I'm convinced already. Convince the rest of the non-believers. I am a Waffle Warrior believer, but guys, please convince the other people so they don't laugh at me. And also for my pick'ems.
Right. Could you please remind us what is at stake with the pick'ems this time around?
With the pick'ems this time around, you're putting me on the spot, and I'm blanking so hard that
All right,
a blanker wall is
allow
more
me to lay
exciting.
it. Allow me to just elaborate a little bit on that statement. Can you tell us what it is that the person who gets the most predictions correct
I
of the
see, I
pick'ems
see.
will receive?
As I am facing a black screen now, we're back. Okay, it's fine. The person with the most score on the side of the pick'ems will have a 1350 RP skin for free, gifted in the LCM. You just have to be good with your prediction, guys. It is, I think, the equivalent of 10 to 15 euro, somewhere in that range. So, guys, vote in the pick'ems. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Come on.
It's free for you, and you might be getting yourself a skin. Do keep that in mind. Right. Really quickly, Sir Cardona, would you be so kind as to tell me which second you're at currently?
53, 54, 55.
Right, we're on track with each other. We're currently seeing that the teams have decided that. Oh wait, I've seen this one before, but it was an early saw last time. Wukong is getting caught out in this red buff.
Don't remind me of it, man. Don't remind me of it. I was having PTSD watching that Wukong. However, we learned the lesson: never touch the water because you're visible. You need to be a bit far behind. I will fix scoreboard. Yes, chat. Thank you for pointing it out. As we are having a dance off in the top side. How nice of them.
Right, earlier on, I didn't point it out because we were talking about the pick'ems. This game started off with a spam fest from Cavalieri. They decided to point out that Ornn indeed was alive the very first second of the game. I'd be surprised if he wasn't.
We might see this Wukong get spotted on that word depending on how long it lives. And will be interesting if they got any information on the pathing on this Wukong and how Volibear would adjust to it, as Nano is playing aggressively into Akali here.
The correct choice, quite truly. It is very confusing when you say Akali because that is the player name, but he is a Syndra. Nico being able to poke out Syndra due to the early game aggressiveness and the higher base damage values for the first, let's say, 10 minutes of the game. He is playing out this lane to the best of his capabilities. We really saw some improvement from Nano ever since the first game of theirs. We will be hoping to see him snowballing throughout this game.
Yeah, and we are seeing this Ornn start with a tier.
A very questionable choice. Maybe he really has embraced, maybe has decided that I will not win this early, then I will win this late. He's not intending to even put up a fight. They call this mental conditioning. He has decided to hard-code it into himself that he does not have tank stats early on. He will be playing to scale.
Perhaps the
even
tier
a
helps him with
snitch of a
mana
hope.
for lane. Is that does that work?
Mana conservation techniques are at play here, however. I do not think that that is the only defining factor. Zambiru getting caught out with a very nasty combo from the Ducky Warrior. Maybe, just maybe, that Doran's shield would not have made a difference between the two items, because Ornn has that base damage in him. He's got that dog in him, so to say.
He's got the goat. Got the goat in him, bro. He's the goat. Quite literally, almost. As Ornn now does have the level advantage on Zambiru. And Zambiru is not having fun in this top side, as that's a very big wave which is gonna crash into you with this Doran's blade. Wukong is hovering his bot side. A very till now chill early game, as both junglers still looking to perhaps look for their first gank, and for the time being, Ornn looking for a reset here, gets the cheater recall off, does have the waves pushed in with a good wave going in Malcard, missing that. Engage, and
Perchance, do you think we'll be seeing a first blood from the mid lane here?
It is, I would say, the most bloodiest. The most likely it will come from the mid. If not from this mid lane, the junglers will gank or duel it out in a skirmish around an objective. So
That is very possible. Who wins? A bear or a monkey? Is the real question this game. We're currently
I
replaying
would say-
Zootopia in this match.
I would say very, very, very interesting actually. It really depends on what items these two get. I need to see if Volibear goes the full AP route here. And if that is the case, it would be really interesting. It does go with Boots of Lucidity for first item, an interesting pickup.
Boots of Lucidity on the Volibear, that is cooldown. I believe that he's trying to increase his clear speed so that he can smite more often and so that he could clear out these camps. Wukong currently slightly ahead of Volibear in his clear speed. We might be seeing a game of catch-up here from the two junglers.
It might just be the case junglers are now not engaging at all with each other, just vibing for the time being. As now, Dragon is up, Void Grubs are gonna be up, and Syndra is roaming towards the Void Grubs. Ducky Warrior does have the level advantage on Zambiru. Zambiru still not level 6. Void Grubs have been started on the side of Cavalieri here. We do see Peach right now eating a lot of damage. Arnold does come out, interrupted by the Nico. Very good Nico ult. However, Akali does press the R button. Nano does survive. Ducky Warrior looking to fall down here. Zambiru is cleaning filth. Gretsu is here to help. In the meantime, the bot lane is trading out. Observer, Sting should have stayed on the jungle fight there. It is fine. As now... Continue.
Yes, pardon me. Perhaps I was trying to imitate a kettle there. I am thinking, so could it be that indeed Waffle Warriors have read my mind and are indeed going to do exactly what I expect them to do? They're going to play aggressive for this early game and force out objectives because they are stronger. They are better for this early game. The champions have not yet scaled and they will be suffering because of it.
As Makali is a bit too far forward, looking for the gang. If that root connects, Akali is pretty much dead, forced to flash out, and now the Syndra is very immobile. Needs to host Scatter of the Week, however Zambiru in this top lane doesn't have a mana bar. How? I think he really
Maybe Trundle could have used that here.
Wait, I
Oren,
just
are you willing
realized
to share?
Ducky has an Ignite? What? Why is
Wait, he's
that
running
Ornn
Unsealed
running
Spellbook.
Ignite? I don't get it. But
He's
anyways,
running Unsealed Spellbook.
this Corki doesn't get why he just got engaged on it. He's almost dies, gets ignited himself. And wait, Ornn has Unleashed Spellbook? Wait.
Yes.
Bro is cooking, I guess. I want to see what
Unleashed
happens with
Spellbook,
this.
a very rarely utilized rune in the entirety of League of Legends. Today I just had the opportunity to test it out and play around a little bit. I was picking the very forbidden Singed in top lane. I was actually trying to see if that champion is anywhere near viable. Perchance, trying to practice it for a possible pick during the tournament. But you didn't hear that here. You heard that from an unanimous source. Sorry, anonymous source.
Listen, if they ban the Singed, that means something, right? That must mean something. If someone bans the Singed against you, that means something.
That means I'm being stream sniped.
And
speaking
Nano
of stream
has
snipes-
been sniped by a minion! Ho ho ho!
I did not see that coming in a million years. I would not have been able to tell that Nico was one of those minions. Perhaps we need to go through our numbers from elementary school again and count how many minions are in a wave.
Or simply press tab, guys. Once you press tab, you know where this Nico is. As now Zambiru does realize there's an Arnold coming right for him. Peach White here to help. Zambiru does press his own R button in response. However, there are two persons there and he is alone, so he dies. Oh, 7.
Womp, womp. If he had Bork there, I believe he would have been able to pull off the 2v1, but unfortunately, He's playing way too ballsy, and even though Trundle is an early game bully, this does not work against 2 tanks. Just 1 might be viable, but 2, that's already pushing it. Zambiru biting off more than he can chew. I get it, because Trundle bites people.
Yeah. I
Okay.
got you. As
Right.
now, we do see Ducky Warrior back on his teleport. Anji's spellbook does do its thing. In the meantime, while we're all talking about this top lane, Wukong does find the first Drake for his team. Waffle Warrior sitting comfortably on the first Drake, sitting comfortably on a 1k gold lead, as now Bodgar might not be comfortable with having his support leave him alone. Just he's getting engaged, Melkar does pull out the ult. Bodgar running for his life, however Peach White might be here, and Waffle Warriors just got baited. Bodgar survives with the barrier. Peach White here is a big bear running against this chicken off
Champion?
Al-Hagar. I just called Zaya chicken, and then I completely forgot Zaya's name.
All right, we'll leave it at Raptor and slightly less colorful Raptor bottom.
The jungle camp in the bot lane, and Volibear is able to collect it. He's just collecting a camp, guys. He doesn't know the difference between a Raptor and a Zaya. They all look the same. You know the meme where like you have Zaya and like you have the 2 pictures side by side. I will hold it as there is a fight going around this void grabs. I'm getting rudely interrupted by a Wukong landing a triple man ult. Syndra going in. Nico falling with another triple man knock up, and Waffle Warriors just find the clean CC chains, the clean fight coming through here. I was not rudely interrupted. I was given a very good skirmish on the side of Waffle Warriors. What a fight!
That right there was a blessing in disguise. That was the proof to the glorious evolution of Waffle Warriors as a team, as they have pulled off one of the nastiest combos we have ever seen. We just saw a bouncy castle in action. Mario, their Wukong, pulling off a 2-man ultimate with his first, sorry, not a 2-man, a cloned ultimate, hitting 3 people, and then pulling it off again right after Nico lands hers. That right there was an
That was
amazing
beautiful.
combination of skins. I believe the only thing that could have been improved there is if we had some classical music to follow along with it. Perhaps a Dance of the Swans.
Oh, what would have been like the masterpiece, right? An absolute masterpiece. However, we do not play music during the stream, unfortunately, because copyright. No.
Listen, royalty-free classical music and elevator music are still available to us at any moment desired.
It is very much true, as there is nothing happening on the map. Perhaps we should cue some elevator music, because there shouldn't be anything happening for the time being. No team should be fighting, no objectives here. Nico does have a roam timer, so maybe we could look to dive this bot. Actually, Blast comes straight into a bear, and it's like, oh, that's a bear. I do not want to fight that. As now Nico looking to find a 2-man ult, and there are 3 people, a triple knock up there on the side of the Alistar. And now Bodgar does find the first kill. Meyer running for his life. Peach White does find another kill. The Raptor camp is down again. Oh no, he keeps collecting it.
And they won't stop coming, and they won't stop coming. That Volibear is making Ali Hagar absolutely useless from the bot lane. The Zaya champion, who is usually a menace in bot lane, has been absolutely disabled from making any plays. As Trundle on the opposite side of the map performs the one and only thing he as a champion is good for. Destroys the tower.
Trundle doing Trundle things. There, I said it, guys. As now Ducky Warrior is facing Trundle. Trundle is doing Trundle things. The ult does come out. However, he is tanking tower. And now Storm of the Forge God will come out. It does hit him, but there isn't enough damage on the side of Zambiru. As now this bot tower in retaliation is collected by the side of Cavalieri. And all of a sudden, the gold gap is non-existent. They equalize the game. And Cavalieri Zambiru here might be way too far forward, as Gled is here to potentially punish him. The ward will spot him, and the tower taking on the side of Zambiru. What a menace. Half the tower
With
gone.
only one more item until Zambiru becomes completely unstoppable. A Trinity Force. He has Ravenous Hydra to start up that early game sustain. He is a one-man pushing menace. Anytime that Ornn goes to play with his team, Zambiru can definitely get out push like no other. He is going to be playing this in all accordance to the rules and laws of the top lane. If you are not there, then you say goodbye to your top lane. It gets opened, and that's it. End of story.
Also, something
To point it
interesting,
out-
they give Rift Herald to Zambiru.
Right, to make him even more dangerous and give him that empowered recall. Cut off a few seconds here and there, and he can really make the world a different place. That champion, Trundle, Zambiru as a player, are truly a menace and something to keep their eyes on. I
And
am
if
currently
I'm
wondering.
Waffle Warriors here, I don't call for this Drake fight. I know Zambiru has a Rift Herald, and with Ornn showing in mid lane, if you're tracking teleports, you should know they don't have any teleports. Zambiru here could be looking to open up the map, giving more gold on this Trundle. I do think this Rift Herald is about to get dropped, or he might hold it for another lane, as it does seem the
Imagine if
case.
Zambiru here grabs this tower, gets demolished off on inhib turret, and then rotates to take out the bot lane. That would make him the richest champion in the game.
He is already, I think, the richest, as I will quickly check. He is indeed the richest champion currently in the game, sitting on 8.1k gold total. Then the closest person to him is gonna be this Corky, sitting at 6.6k. So, bro,
There's a
Zambiru,
whole canyon between the money in the bot lane and the top lane. Zambiru is an absolute menace as he hopes to snowball out this game with his undoubtable trolledness. As he sees Ducky walk up, he's alone on the map. Zambiru waits for just a few seconds before jumping him, ghosting and trying to kill him on the spot. But Ducky, with his unsealed spellbook, had Ghost available to him. He did not see the notification in chat telling him that Ornn has swapped out Flash for Ghost. And he ends up wasting a summoner spell and showing himself from a perfect ambush position for
it is
no
a
gain
spell
at
for
all.
spell. To be fair, it is still like fine. Both of you trade Ghost. So I don't know how it works with spellbook. Perhaps you can incite me since you tried it. But your summoner spell is still down for the duration of Ghost, right?
No, actually, some summoner spellbook, unsealed spellbook, wants you to constantly rotate through summoners. So let's say you pick Flash first, then you pick Ignite, then you pick Ghost, then you pick Barrier. It wants you to fully rotate through 6 different summoner spells before you're allowed to use the same one again. So that actually disables Ghost from Ornn's selection for, let's say, the next 20 minutes of the game or so. But Zambiru will have his Ghost back in the coming 2 minutes, and that will be enough for him to make even more pressure. Speaking of pressure, he's currently in bot lane, and under pressure, he is getting ganked. He's actually getting
collapsed on
ganged
here.
up on by 3
And now
people.
Glad will need to find a knockup. Peach White is also on top of him. A lot of CC chains. Zambiru trying his best to survive. Nano trying to save him, just not in time. The triple Nico ult does come through. However, with no team behind him to follow up, Nano does waste the teleport, unfortunately, and his ultimate.
Just a matter of seconds, like I said previously, could make the difference between a play and a fail. And that right there was unfortunately a fail. A TP goes to completely nothing and wastes Nano's ultimate. With no objectives up on the map, this is not the most crucial play to be missing out on, but one that could have been easily avoided with just a little bit more clear communication and with just a few seconds of an earlier TP.
An earlier TP there or not TPing at all would have been the correct call. However, now you need to realize, well, no TPs. The only Zambiru has TP. We have a Rift Herald. We kind of want to open up the map with it. How do we do that, right? And as soon as you see this overcommitment for this mid tower, Zambiru is on his own. Nano will show in the top side, and this mid tower will now fall down, unfortunately. Zambiru does decide to spawn the Rift Herald, will take it for a drive to this bot side. And now with so many members committing to this bot side, I would love to see Waffle Warriors respond with their own mid tower in retaliation, as Peach White is a bit caught out, thus force a lot of the members from Cavalry to go back, forcing only this Ornn to defend the rank against this Zambiru. Rakan does go in, tries to find the knock-up. He goes way too deep with his ultimate. Almost dies. Lockett does actually save him there. Bodkar does flash forward. Rakan able to legit with his knock-up. Ali Hagar now forced to Featherstorm. Mayer is fighting. Zambiro now in the mid lane. He drove the Rift Herald to join his team. But nothing else will happen.
Nothing else might happen, but Nano's getting off a surprising Nico split push. Misses his E on Orn and has to back off early. Most unfortunate. That right there was definitely a fist fight, a trade-off, and a show-off of all of the abilities that they could have pulled off. But no one dies. For the past entire minute, we have not had
I
a
think
death.
Zambiro is gonna change that, as he has been caught out way too far forward on this Trundle. It is kind of the problem with Trundle. He can sometimes be way out of position. It is what's hard about playing Trundle. However, because of so many members committed onto this Trundle, mid tower does fall. So, you know, it is what it
Trundle
is.
doing Trundle things.
Absorbing so much pressure on the map, and Waffle Warriors do play around it really well. So many towers have been taken on the side of Waffle Warriors, as now Corky is pushing on the side, trying to find something of his own. Decides it's not time yet for me to do that, and will look to
It is
recall.
very dangerous for him to be alone or on his own. Nico could be a minion hiding. That paranoia is setting in. A Corky who is very low on health and absolutely zero on mana would not be able to survive a fight like that.
Indeed, he wouldn't, and because of that, they all look for a reset together as a team. Akali, apparently, not on that team. The Syndra getting caught out. It's like, guys, where's the bus back home? I missed it. Talinia missed me again. No!
Bus full, no stop for you. Unfortunately, you go home by foot.
And by foot he went because they sent him running to the grey screen. And now, Waffle Warriors, we're looking at this Baron. Vodkar forced to W defensively with so many members coming towards him. As this Trund is still on the side with teleport available.
No aggressive plays need to be made at this moment. I think it is very obvious. This Trundle is going to be a menace as long as he's left unchecked in a side lane. There is no need for Waffle Warriors to make such aggressive plays, but time is of the essence as Orn hits level 13 and upgrades his first item into a Orn craft item. From here on out, every level is another stat block higher for Team Cavalieri.
Did Zambiro just steal that off him? He does have to use Ghost for a red buff, but I guess weird.
I suppose that trolling the enemy team has its costs.
It works, I guess. Maybe it's all a plan to tilt them, you know. You
Perhaps,
tilt
yes, the
them
mental
slowly.
warfare is on a level that we are not yet ready to perceive.
No.
They're
They're
being
playing.
saved.
They're playing in the fourth dimension. We're still stuck in our third dimension. They're like Trundle players are in a fourth dimension, completely in their own, about how the game of League should be played.
You see, they understand truly that the only way to end a game is by destroying one of the two nexuses, and that kills are not that important. Sure, you can get the enemy player out of the way for a limited time. Sure, you can get a bit of gold. But that's not what wins you the game. What wins you the game is ultimately pushing through 3 sets of turrets, an inhibitor, and another set of turrets protecting the nexus.
Indeed.
A great wisdom bestowed upon you by the great Sun Tzu. Do not kill the enemy, kill the nexus.
Exactly, Sun Tzu, the art of war, giving us always so valuable information. And yeah, as my favorite saying, and is that League is a game of tower defense. It is a glorified game of tower defense. Literally.
Right.
You have
You know,
minions
the
rushing
only
each
thing-
other with 5 players on the map, as this tower defense game for Nano will almost die. And now Ducky Warrior is facing off against Zambiro as well. But just 2 tanks doing, well, a tank and a Trundle doing stuff, bonking each other. I'm riled up with excitement as we have Ducky Warrior dash
Yay.
away.
Yay, a tank and another
Look
tank.
at him
they're
hit the
fist fighting.
tower. Skill.
Yay.
Ain't even touching damage, he will just get it as he presses the R button. I actually get a bit excited here as Zambiro collects another 700 gold. Storm of the Forge God again coming out onto Doki Warrior will find the knock-up into the scatter of the weak. and Zambiro becomes weak with his knees as he falls down first into a grey screen. However, this topside now, 3 versus 3. Nana was basing, forcing out the teleport onto this horn. They really want this top tower here. The Cyclone does come out, back onto the opposing Waffle Warrior team. Now Syndra also here. The Waffle Warrior team is making a run for it, and they just completely should not have defended that tower. The tower is already on so low HP, committing so much to defend that 100 HP tower. You might have just given the enemy team Nash, guys. Especially
most
since Wukong is
unfortunate.
dead.
We actually didn't notice this happening, but the Corki has come in from behind, the secret dark horse of this team. He's currently 3-0-6, holding a very nasty 11,000 gold. Only 1,000 behind Zambiru, the star of this game, who will be the winning key to this game, the sort of missing play piece that will be helping Waffle Warriors put up a fight. Corki is actually not that far. The champion himself, very undetectable, is now getting himself an Orncraft upgrade, the Infinity Edge, turning his measly 80 damage into 98. Let's talk about Mastercraft for a quick second here. Did you notice that Storm Surge for Syndra, once upgraded, gives 140 ability power?
What? That's
Yep,
not broken.
that's right. Knowing which items to upgrade and telling your team accordingly to put them into the number 1 slot could turn around the stat blocks in the game. With that said, Ornn makes a charge for the mid lane and forces Zambiro to back off, as Bodgar's damage is absolutely unmatched. They're
And
currently
continue.
they're currently given the free reign to take an entire other objective. Waffle Warrior is going up to contest, but with no avail. The objective is claimed. Cavalieri now beginning an offensive team fight. Bodgar getting caught out, dies on the spot. Scatter of the Weak coming out, not hitting anyone with the stun. Bot lane dying on the spot. Zaya being completely useless. Zambiru comes in to help out with the backline. Nano getting to escape for free, as the entire team somehow survives that massive fight.
And at the
Wow.
end of the day, it is a win for the side of Waffle Warriors. However, what can you get from 3 members down on the side of Cavalieri? You only lost 1 in return, so a pretty clean fight there from the side of Waffle Warriors. Yes, you deny a lot of Baron buff potential, but you really would want something more. Something like this Akali forced to flash. Or Syndra, depending on... the Akali name is actually really confusing.
Yeah, right. I know. I was saying that just earlier, and in one of the earlier games which I watched of Cavalieri, I was thinking the exact same thing. Wait, there's no Akali here. Why are we calling out that Akali is doing this and this and that? You know?
It is a very confusing name. This guy's Akali and 1-3 got banned against him, unfortunately. As this game is looking to go on at least for another 3 minutes and 50 seconds, I would say. Next fight around Mountain Drake will be crucial for both teams.
As it is either Soul Point for Cavalieri getting up that 3 mountain and 1 ocean with the Great Wall of China build. Volibear, Ornn, and Alistar having 3 mountains and an ocean would be absolutely undefeatable. Those 3 champions would not take damage this game. Perhaps the damage will be saved for the next match they will be hosting.
It does seem it might be the case, hopefully not. We want to see more damage here, more fighting. Give us all you've got.
Come on, Waffle Warriors fighting!
Oh, okay, wait, you do the Waffle Warriors ones, I'll do the Cavalieri one.
Wait.
Yeah, Cavalieri fighting!
Waffle Warrior fighting!
As we do find ourselves in a bit of downtime, we're trying to fill in the time, as you know. There's nothing happening. Major is looking for a flank, but in no shape or form should be Bodgar going up that forward, as he does give us the icon like, something sus.
Zambiru walks up trying some sort of fight, but ending up with nothing. That Wyvern token is not going to push yourself.
He could just bask on
Zambiru
himself
stopped
in.
trolling.
Zambiru,
Yes,
you're a troll, but don't troll. He's not trolling because there's a double knock-up into another Cyclone knock-up. As soon as it comes back up, he does find the Cork in the backline. Alistar also interrupted in the meantime. Malahagar does find Syndra. The Waffle Warriors are fighting the fight of their life as now Alistar is a bit too far forward. Bodgar does find himself knocked up with another wonderful ult from the side of Nano. And if they have a mid-wave here, this could be the game, as 40-second death timer on the Cork is Peach White on 25. It should be at least this inhibitor falling down. Ducky Warrior trying his best to hold the line. He is rooted in place. So much CC on the side of Waffle
But
Warriors.
he does not care. He's just that tanky Ducky Warrior sitting at level 16 with everyone who's currently facing off against him a level or two below him. He does not care. He will simply face tank on behalf of
Who
his
will
tower.
destroy the tower first, Trundle or the other three people? It was Trundle. God, this dude's speed at taking towers is so strong.
The only thing he needs now is just a hull breaker, but perhaps it's too late into the game to do that. After an amazing teamfight sequence, something that we did not expect from Waffle Warriors, they decided to show us that, hey, listen, we're not out of the game. What's this about us losing? This is not happening. They are not going down while not standing. They are going down fighting.
Waffle Warriors are fighting as this Trundle on 4 items. Wukong just completed his 3rd item. This Nico is sitting comfortably on 3 items as well. This Zaya is sitting comfortably on 3 items. The item difference...
Yes, that is actually correct. The item difference has been narrowed down between the 2 bot lanes, as both ADCs are on 3 items and a component. However, unfortunately, we must not forget that the one and only true hidden power spike here is not how many items, but what stats they give. Ornn, with his Mastercrafts, has given his team so many raw stats that it seems to be taking Waffle Warriors an extra long time to get through them during teamfights. With Wukong shredding out the enemy team with his Q Shred and Black Cleaver together, he is opening them up to Zaya's damage, who is currently actually playing catch-up and managing to do some numbers here or there in the fights.
Zaya in the previous fight was completely untouched. We are seeing Cavalieri just calling for the Nash, knowing that Waffle Warriors do have to take the dragon away from them, or else they do have soul. As now Waffle Warriors might just realize what's happening and they will be late to it. If we quickly switch to the top side, we do see this Baron is sitting on 5k HP, 3k, they will not arrive in time. Major, that was the clone, sorry. As they are able to secure Nash here.
Wait. What's this?
Zambiru! Ooh, finds the Ornn, and now Cavalieri are trying to run for their life. They need to defend their base. Zambiru could just finish the base here. Does get the tower in time, healing so much against the Syndra. 3 inhibitors open against the Trundle.
A one-man army. Zambiru manages to take a champion, a tower, and a whole 2 minion waves with him before dying in the bot lane. That right there was a menacing play. Although they traded Baron for Drake, I still think that Waffle Warriors are on the winning side, because as another wise quote coming through from Sun Tzu, Baron is temporary, Drake is forever. They have set themselves up for yet another couple of minutes of playtime.
You know what's something I'm realizing?
Yes?
Trundle TP, triple inhibitor, bye-bye. GG, well played.
That is
In the
true,
simplest
3
of terms.
inhibitors down.
In the simplest of terms, if Cavalieri just walk up forward and Zambiru is just hitting those inhibitors, it is gonna be GG well played. With triple inhibitor down, you have just so much map pressure. I feel that, you know, you can no longer contest Drakes, you can no longer contest anything. You're just sitting in base begging for mercy, as the deep wards on the side of Waffle Warriors do expire, and now Cavalieri with their Baron are looking to get this mid tier 2.
But wait, what's this? My intel has been telling me this is Nano pulling out an amazing play, a 5-man ultimate, a whole stun fest.
However, Bodgar is untouched in that backline. He's doing just so much damage. A very good knockback from the side of Gasu. Peach White does find the kill onto this Zaya, as now this Zambiru is sandwiching the entire rest of Cavalieri, as Cavalieri are making a run for it. Meyer perhaps a bit too deep. Zambiru trying to find this Corker. Corker finally does go down. Meyer now making a run away from 2 tanks. This Ornn does try to find him. A very good dodge, however, gets shut down by this Alistar. And now it's Nano and Zambiru versus Ducky Warrior and this Alistar. Glad is holding his own against Nano, dodging the skill shots. Ducky Warrior just buying so much time for Peach White and Akali to respawn back, as Glad will be the only one alive. This cow is running away. However, he is gonna get milked out of 300 gold. And the teleport now into this top side with the first inhibitor already being hit. Zambiru should be looking to collect some inhibitors here. At least one will fall down. Will now start hitting the second one. Might trade his life for it. He decide it is not worth it and he would rather hold his life instead.
Wow, wow, wee, wow. That was a play like no other. Power play sponsored by Nano's transformation into a minion. I saw that coming only because I was spectating him from their own perspective. But let's say I myself was Cavalieri, that would have done more damage to my mentality than it did do damage to the champions I was playing. That right there
This
was
Nico
a
should have been
great-
banned. This Nico should have been banned.
Oh, but unfortunately that Nico is going to be banned because of her own mistake. Nico has actually auto-attacked the Krugs and has stopped Zambiru's recall, potentially trolling this
A
play
bit.
away.
Look at there coming in clutch. That saves Zambiru. Nano might have to pay with his life. It was Nico's mistake after all. Now, Akali is on a flank. On the Syndra does find Scatter of the Week. However, he does trade his own life with it. Syndra on a flank. Not quite the flanking champion you want, if you ask me.
Perhaps, again, this is something that we have not yet learned, as we are still all students of the arts of flanking with control mages. That's right, we just saw control mage performing a flank.
Look at the top
caught
side.
out on one shot.
They need to respond to it. Cavalieri, they do send their Corki, and if soon as the Corki shows on bot, Waffle Warrior should have the confidence to walk up Corki without a teleport. They could be looking to fight this, as both damage dealers are not here for this team fight on the side of Cavalieri. Peach White does almost get knocked up, however, very good interrupt from the side of Glad. Peach White first to run away. Storm of the Forge God will be used, and Glad again finding a very good knock-up, peeling away for his team. As this dragon is gonna be spawning, we have a 36-minute game on our hands. Whoa,
Perhaps the
this
first
dragon
1 hour
fight
game of
will
the
determine it. Akali now doesn't have the teleport, really wishes he could have held that teleport for this fight. Nano is teleporting back in. It is now this team fight which I say will determine the game, as Waffle Warriors are the first to start hitting it. This dragon does go down. Cavalieri aware that they are unable to fight this.
What's this? Cavalieri have to go down? They have to leave the fight? Looks like someone's not going down fighting. We're seeing Waffle Warriors making a very valiant attempt at ending the game here by claiming yet another objective. They are pulling off all the right plays at all of the right times.
You know
This
how
team
Soul Point
is-
was a win condition for Cavalieri? It is now a win condition for Waffle Warriors.
Alright, that is indeed going to be happening. This Baron coming up, could this be the power play that we're waiting for to end this game?
But look at
Could
Zambiru!
this-
Look at Zambiru! He's just being a troll! He's going for the inhibitors! He's gonna get these double inhibs! No teleport, only teleport on the side of Ducky Warrior. He can't stop him also known. He attracts so much attention, forcing now Cavalieri to back off from this Baron, giving a free entry to this Baron pit now. Zambiru will realize that all of his teammates are fighting in this Baron pit, will just decide to look for to end his game himself. Look at this bot side, look at the bot side, everyone is recalling. Waffle Warrior just needs to stop the bases, as he just used so much there from the damage. Only Nexus alive. Zambiru will be looking to end. It is possibly the back door from the side of Zambiru. Gets Scatter of the Week, gets stunned. He doesn't have this the damage yet, and Baron somehow still alive in this meantime. As now everyone is recalling, we could be looking at Cavalieri going for the Baron now, but with the inhibitors down on an open Nexus, you need to be so careful of Zambiru's teleport.
Wait. Am I seeing that right?
Oh!
Trondo has P. There is a ward on Nexus. This
Oh,
could be the
Cavalieri, you
first
need to
big
spot that
backdoor.
out. Cavalieri, you need to spot that out, as Baron is started on the side of Cavalieri. Those empowered
But
recalls
unfortunately, I
could be
don't
saving
think
them.
that Orn
Let's
could
see.
be.
Zambiru,
Orn
18
does not
seconds.
solo.
No, just get shut down. The Baron is going down so slowly. There's no one in base. The ward is alive. The ward is alive. The ward is alive. I'm emphasizing this. Zambiru. Mayor is going in. He's looking to steal it. Zambiru will just look to teleport. He's teleporting for the Nexus. Waffle Warriors are going in. And there's no one to defend. And Zambiru is able to find the game. And how you told me, LeBron, Sun to World of War, it does not matter just how many kills you get. It does not matter just how many gold you have. The only thing that matters in League is which Nexus dies. And Zambiru using that to his absolute fullest of potential finds their win. Waffle Warriors, you made me proud. I am so happy for trusting my pick'ems in you again. Definitely not a biased caster. Oh,
That right there
Zambiru there!
made my heart pound. Waffle Warriors pulling off a complete reversal. What there could have been the end of a game. A full team ace with a whole Baron being given to Cavalier. What could have ended up ending the game actually ended up being Cavalier's biggest downfall. Waffle Warriors with just the number 4 button managed to win the entire game by just placing a ward that went undetected because of a pileup of minions. That right there was why you should never underestimate vision or the power of split pushing. A well played match to Waffle
Zambiru,
Warriors
you
and a
better
very
get in
valiant
here for
attempt
the
to
MVP
Cavalier.
interview, man.
Yes, most definitely. I was wondering, could it perhaps be Nano with those amazing ultimates he had? Perhaps it is time that we make our first ever 2-man MVP interview, but unfortunately, that's not how MVP works. The man of the match for today, nominated by me, is Zambiru.
Okay.
With that, perhaps we should ask if Waffle Warriors are of a different opinion. Let us leave it at that.
Yep.
With that, my segment on the stream is over. I'll be leaving it in your hands from now on, Luke.
Thank
you
you
very
Ramon
much for having
joining
me
me.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, Luke. Looking forward to our next stream together.
Looking forward to me it as well. As I quickly hop to the interview channel, as I have to rush a bit, as one of the Versus players might have to leave soon. And let's see if I can drag Zambiru into here and make him realize you're gonna. Zambiru, I'm dragging you if you can watching the screen. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. 3. I set 5 seconds counting from 5. 3, 2, 1. Zambiru, are you here? You're on stream, by the way. Hello. You've been selected as MVP. The entire chat wants you. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have. You want it or not, you're gonna be in this interview. So tell us about this Rundle, man. Tell us about the Rundle.
I mean, it was a last second pick, I think. And then, I mean, the plan was like to do a backdoor at the end.
And the backdoor at the end, you did.
And then I placed the ward.
And
it
bro
was in
just
the middle of
teleported
the.
in.
I think you need to add my other account because I can't hear you.
I could be muted in. No, I'm not
Properly.
muted in Discord. Which is your other account, Zambiru?
It's actually Zambiru's minion.
There we go. Added both of
Okay.
them now.
Okay.
As
Okay. Because before I was hearing you from the stream, so
I
there was
see.
like a delay.
I see.
Yes.
See. So this Rundle pick, definitely a classic. Would be seeing it more? This a bit more trolling or no?
I mean, it's the second time I picked it this tournament, and it's the only games we won. Not thanks to me, the first one, but this time I think I did a good part.
No,
But it was overall a good match. I mean, they were doing a comeback. The Corki was kiting very well in team fights. Like to get to him, we had to go through Volibear and also Norn and another star. So a lot of CC coming up from 3 champions, but we managed to pull through.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got so much gold from the side lanes. Insane.
Yes, I was like the only one full build, I think, at the end, and everyone was like a full item or 2 items behind.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for example, if you look at the top laner, he was one full item behind me. All of them were one full item. So I had to use
Wait,
that
انت يا
advantage.
شيء
ايوه
معايا بلاوشي طلعنا الزوج او شيء
انت مفايد
مترق طالعين
يمنا دور هالليل ما كنتش
اي
نعرف اللي انت قالوا لي
لبنا
طبعا
اللاوشي
قالوا لي اللي انت شيء ما كنتش نعرف اللي انت شيء عشان خفنا هم بالانجليزي تتكلم فوق الستريم
افهم
ولا
انزوم الستريم بالانجليز على كل خاطف مش هيك اما الانترفيوز نشتغل نبدا نعملهم بالمولتي تحرب لي مش
لا
تكون لك تكاست بالانجليز ونبط تنسى
حبة لبومبون
بلا بومبون اما اللمن بات لي في الشات ومسج يكون اللي انا مانيش نيت لللمن
مش هيك لمن الجود تاعنا دوك ورا درافت وكل شو
ازوت مانا كويكلي كلوز ات اوت ما نعرفش اشتريت شي حاجه الفانز تبعوا في الوريورز يوم ذا ويكند
don't underestimate us we might surprise you
fair enough
dak كلش
short and sweet I like it grazzi Zambiro tal-li ġejt għall-interview proset
ħaġa
tal-laba
żgħira
kallik Tranderviewer tajjub hopefully you find some more wins good luck on
Thank
the
you
RFCB
thank you same to you ciao
alright ciao